Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, checking in on the big three. We're going to look at OMG and BCH as well. Just want to mention that thanks to your feedback for the alert system, we have added Binance as an exchange. We have added, I think, 15 coins so far with that exchange, and now working diligently on our next indicators and really excited about it. So appreciate all the support, appreciate the feedback, and again, just reacting, or I should say interacting with the cryptocurrency community on a project like this is so very helpful and great. Again, mutually beneficial. We give you what you ask for. We give you, what we're looking for as traders. I'm building the alerts that I want to receive on my phone as a trader, and we all profit. So looking at Bitcoin, we are pulling back, and I was looking for a 10% real quick pullback. At this point, it's about 10% or so. Yep, 10%. So at this point, we have to be cautious because we're seeing momentum shift. We have an increase in volume here that is favoring the bears. The 4-hour time frame, we were pointing out that potential, not sure if I pointed out in the video, but I did this morning in the chat room, the potential bearish reversal head and shoulders pattern that broke bearish at 70.27. Didn't see as significant of a flush below 7,000 as I would have anticipated, but at that point, the hourly RSI was down in the low 20s. So a short-term hourly oversold bounce is playing out. We will anticipate the hourly chart to set a lower high on this bounce. Right now, resistance is 71.57, and if we set that lower high and lower low, the bears continue to have control. In order for the bulls to take momentum back, we have to see this bounce, set a lower high, because there's no way we're making it back to 74.27 on this bounce, and then we have to pull back, form a higher low, and then a higher high. So if we do not get the hourly higher low and higher high, the bears keep control, and we will be looking to fade back down towards the upper 690s. So that's where we stand on Bitcoin. Pretty straightforward. Again, the 4-hour time frame, you can see our lower high was at 74.27, lower low, and now we're looking for a lower high. Anything on this bounce below 74.27 is just another lower high. So I am very cautious now on Bitcoin. The bulls are not buying the dips as significantly, and we are looking towards other names now. Let's see if Ethereum and Litecoin can see some action. We're definitely still seeing a correlation where we dump. What I see playing out is where we dump on Bitcoin, we see downside action on Ethereum and Litecoin, but it's not as significant. So when the oversold bounce occurs for Bitcoin, we see a bounce in Ethereum and Litecoin, and it allows the bulls to make up some ground. And what I mean by that, I'll look at Ethereum in just a moment on the shorter term time frames, but here on the daily, we have our higher low established at 292. We have to break 308.06 to form a higher low and break the lower highs. Right now, we have a clear higher low, lower high tightening pattern with a wide range still, but need to break it for the bulls by getting over 308 and 310. The 4-hour time frame, there's our lower high, 308.06, new lower high, 304.90, just below that 305 level that keeps coming up. Must hold support 292. So here on the hourly time frame is what I'm talking about, where this is the bearish reaction to Bitcoin dumping, but because it wasn't a significant bearish reaction to Ethereum, when Bitcoin saw the oversold bounce play out, it was able to hit higher highs, and it certainly didn't last long, and there was a lot of profit taking behind that. But that's just my point, where if the bulls can hold up and not see as significant bearish action to Bitcoin, when we do see the bounce, it is allowing the bulls to head to those higher highs. So short-term support on Ethereum is 298.04 and resistance 305 and 308. And again, on the daily time frame, just a tightening equilibrium pattern, same as the weekly. I cannot wait until this weekly equilibrium pattern breaks and give us some very clear direction for the rest of 2017. And as far as the fork goes, I know everybody wants to know everybody's opinion on the fork. And if you are a technical analyst, your opinion on the fork does not mean as much because it's the same kind of opinion as everybody else. I gave the example to a member who was asking for my opinion, And I'm just trying to be straight up. My opinion is no more important than anybody else's opinion. It would be like wanting a bodybuilder to do surgery. Sure, the bodybuilder knows about the body, but in a completely different way. I am not a fundamental analyst with a firm grasp on the, mining of the cryptocurrency space. So I am going to be cautious, absolutely play this space cautiously when this fork does approach. I will not be holding Bitcoin looking for free coins. I will be protecting my trades. I will be looking at the potential of a dump, because if we do dump, we are going to see money go elsewhere, and I'm going to be looking to play where that money goes elsewhere. So looking at Litecoin, same daily tightening pattern. We have our low. It's a little bit different because we are just now forming our low a couple days ago, whereas Ethereum has been forming higher lows for a bit longer. But we have our low, and now our higher low is 53.37. Bulls have to break the lower high at 56.36. We're very tight. The bull MACD cross is waiting to go. The weekly time frame trying to form a higher low and see follow through back up towards the $60 range. But we have to be patient because the bulls don't have that momentum just yet. The 4-hour time frame, there's our low, high, higher low, lower high. We're looking for the bulls to form a higher low. I have a little bit of a position right now at $55 on Litecoin. I believe it's 40% of a position, and I'm going to sit on it for a while, and we'll add to it if I see things that I like, and we'll exit certainly before we get to 53.37. But the long lower wick show the bulls buying the dips on this 4-hour candlestick, and I am liking the daily setup for the bulls. So just patiently waiting to see if these bullish signs show up. So for both Ethereum and Litecoin, tightening daily patterns, clear break will be clear when it happens, but it's not there yet. And otherwise, we just need to be locking in profit when we have it if we're trying to trade within these tightening patterns, or patiently waiting if not. And again, the fact that Bitcoin is now seeing a bit more weakness than we've seen in a very long time. Last time we saw this kind of weakness on Bitcoin was back on October 23rd. So pretty much 2 weeks now where it's been all bull. And this is the most significant consolidation and profit taking that we've seen in 2 weeks. OMG USD still extremely tight on the daily time frame. We had the clear breakdown of 691. That was a level, or actually it was at, let's see, we had a low of 658 and 649. So we did break to lower lows. It's a very clear lower high pattern is the bottom line. And if you're playing any oversold bounce, they have to be treated as short-term trades because we are nowhere near changing this trend right now. The first initial sign of changing the trend will be a break of 734 because we have our low, high of the bounce, higher low is at 585, and we get that higher high if we break 734. But until that happens, the bears still have absolute complete control of this trend. So that would be step number one. 734 would tell me, okay, time to start paying attention to the bulls. And then from there, really the level that needs to break is 915 to change this trend. Look at the weekly time frame, just consistently pulling back. No bullish reversal candlesticks on the weekly time frame. The daily time frame, look at the closes. We have to close near the high to have the bulls confident in follow through, and we don't have that. The 4-hour time frame, it's an attempt at a bounce, but it's all about 693 or 692. Low, high, higher low, lower high. We have multiple lower highs here. And a tight break or a tightening pattern with a clear break is going to occur sometime. Let's see, this is the 4-hour chart. I would say sometime in the next 2 days, we're going to see a clear bull break or bear break in this pattern. And until then, unless you got in on the oversold bounce, there's no reason to get in until we see bull momentum behind this move. BCH, beautiful bull breaks, getting alerts for inside bars breaking bullish at 459. And now we're forming more inside bars, and we did get a bull break of this inside bar, but that's a little bit of a red flag. So let's make note here. We had a clear bull break and a 3-day run to follow through in continuation. At this point, we're extended to the upside. The RSI on the daily time frame was up in the 80s. We have supports, higher lows. We had a bull break of the inside bar of 637, but the fact that we didn't get a higher high tells us, okay, the bulls are running out of momentum. We need to be cautious. So we look at the 4-hour, and we can see a tightening pattern where we didn't get the follow through you would expect by breaking that little lower high. So we do still have higher lows. It's not game over yet for the bulls. This would just have me more on edge and more strict with stop losses. I would be looking at 570 as a key support. And if that were to break, that would tell me momentum is shifted back to the bears. Overall, the bulls have made a great move. Look at this weekly chart. Keep in mind, we're going to see an equilibrium pattern. Far more likely than not, I would say 85% chance we see an equilibrium pattern on this weekly chart. It's the same thing Ethereum is doing or has been doing for a long time. All-time high, low of the pullback. We're going to form a lower high on this move. We're not going back to, the $900 range on this move. So look at Ethereum and let's rewind. All-time high, significant pullback, lower high. And now we've been in this pattern for quite some time. So BCH, I expect absolutely to do the same thing. Now, whether that lower high has been hit at this point, too early to say. We could see a lower high form, at 800. But we know a lower high is likely to form, so we need to be cautious. And if the 4-hour time frame breaks support, that's going to be the red flag that our lower high on the weekly time frame is more likely to have been set. Again, it's all about odds. And if we break the 4-hour higher low pattern, the odds that our weekly lower high increases in terms of probabilities. And resistance right now, 658.56 and 688.33. That's what we're watching on BCH, OMG, and the big three. So I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Keeping an eye on Bitcoin, lower highs and lower lows. And we'll check back in tomorrow.